Good morning. Let me know if you can see me live. Say hi in the comment box. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Aisha Chidelwe. I'm an immigration attorney in Orlando, Florida. I represent clients in all 50 states in the United States with their family immigration matter or international with their family immigration number. My phone number here is 407-995-6567. And if you want to send us a message on WhatsApp, it's 404-333-8751. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some of the benefits of, a VAWA petition and why it's useful to people who are dealing with extreme cruelty and abuse to use that route if they qualify for it. Again, leave your comments, questions in the comment box. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. I only have 15 minutes today. And then let us know where you're tuning in from. Okay, so number one, of course, freedom. For a lot of people, who are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders, where their citizens or spouse, the U.S. citizen or green card holder spouses, parents or children are abusive, they stay a lot of times in those relationships because of, financial support, fear of deportation. Maybe their spouse has always threatened them that they will deport them. So really, they don't have the freedom. So even though they are suffering, they can't leave because they are just worried, about how they're going to survive when they leave. So one of the key things that you gain power and freedom when you put in a VAWA petition, because it emboldens you to leave, it allows you to get your work permit early on if you file with an adjustment of status, within 6 to 8 months, so that you don't have to stay in a bad situation and you can leave. The second thing is confidentiality. People always are worried, is my spouse going to find out? Is my parent going to find out? Are my children going to find out? The answer is no. This is a very confidential process. USCIS and immigration takes victims' rights very seriously. And even USCIS cannot disclose that, even if the person who's tormenting you calls or says nonsense about you or calls to say something about you. They have to believe the victim. They cannot disclose anything to them. And the same thing, when you work with an attorney, obviously we're governed by attorney-client privilege, so we cannot share that information with anybody else. Also, when you get mail is sent to your safe address, which is either our office address, for most clients, or whoever, whichever address you selected, your safe address. So it's confidential because, sometimes you might deal with a spouse who, doesn't give you the keys to the mailbox, or seizes the mailbox or whatever. So you want to make sure. So one of the things is that, you want to make sure that you're using a safe address. And again, if you're using your lawyer's office is usually your safe address. Number 3 is that it will cover all your children under the age of 21 when you petition for VAWA who are not U.S. citizens or who were not born in this country. So it doesn't matter whether they live outside of the United States or inside of the United States. If they're under 21, if you get a prima facie determination letter, so will they. If you get an approval for VAWA, so will they. The only difference is that, if they're in the United States, they can then file their adjustment of status application at the same time as you or after you. And then if they're outside of the United States, they can file for consular processing after they've gotten approved of the VAWA. The fourth benefit is that you get a 10-year green card. So it doesn't matter how long you've been married to your spouse at the time you separate or at the time you divorce. If you file a VAWA petition, you're not getting a conditional green card, which is a 2-year temporary green card. You get a 10-year green card. So you don't have to deal with getting a green card ever again. Unlike, let's say, if you were married and, you're having issues with your spouse, and let's say they just by stroke of luck approve you guys and they give you a 2-year green card, you're still going to have to go through the same exact process 2 years later to remove the condition. The fifth requirement is that you do not need any kind of financial affidavit of support. So for those of you who don't know what that is, most immigration petitions that require a green card ask you for a financial affidavit of support, meaning that the person petitioning for you has to show that they make a certain amount of income based on their taxes and how many people they're filing for. And if they cannot provide that financial affidavit, they need to make sure that, you need to make sure that you have a joint sponsor who is either a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident, meaning a 10-year green card holder. When you are a VAWA petitioner, you do not have this requirement. There's no financial affidavit of support. And in line with that, in number 6, there is no penalty as a public charge. You're not going to be like, oh, this person has a potential of being on public benefits, and things like that. Because if on the regular path, if you're taking public benefits, this usually is an issue, with you not getting your green card. But if you're a VAWA applicant, it's different. And one of the things that the prima facie letter actually allows you to do, and the prima facie letter, for those who don't know, is basically saying that you've met the bare minimum. And so we're going to give you this letter. It will allow you to take public benefits. So it actually allows you to take public benefits as opposed to a normal green card path. And then, of course, the 7th thing and the best part of this is that after 3 years of having your green card, your 10-year green card, through VAWA, you're eligible to file for citizenship, which is the ultimate American dream for most people, which is to be able to become a citizen. Because, once you become a citizen, go ahead and ask your questions. I see someone on TikTok saying they have a question. Guys, you can feel free to ask your questions and I will try to answer them before I jump off. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm going to be jumping off very soon. As I was saying, number 7, you get you're eligible to apply for citizenship within 3 years. And what that means is that you don't have to wait 5 years, even if you're divorced from your spouse, even if you were married for up to 2 years, but you're eligible for citizenship. And for a lot of people, this is the American dream, to eventually become a citizen, to be able to one day vote in an election, to be able to know that even if something happened with you with the law, you can still keep your citizenship and things like that. So those, in a nutshell, are the 7 key benefits. I mean, of course, there are other benefits, but those are the 7 that I wanted to touch on, because to me, those are the most impactful for people that file for VAWA self-petitions. Okay, so let's see what questions you have. I have about 2 minutes before I jump off. So somebody is asking, is it advisable to sue USCIS for delaying your permanent residency for 4 years? Well, it's not, I can't give you legal advice because you're not my client, but it is up to you if you would like to sue USCIS or not. Typically, if your stuff is delayed, there are other steps that you can take before you do what we call a writ of mandamus, which is basically suing the government, and that should be the last and final step, which is 1, you can, of course, try service inquiry request. If that's still not yielding anything, you can try, an ombudsman request. If that's not yielding anything, you can try for congressional assistance. And if that's still not yielding anything, generally that's the next route, which is to sue, to file a lawsuit for undue delay, which, a lot of times 4 years is a long time. I'm assuming that you're getting your green card application is based on marriage. So 4 years is a long time. So that's something you might want to consider if you've already exercised all these other avenues that, I just talked about. Let me see if you guys have any other questions. If you guys don't have any other questions today, okay, so I don't think there are any more questions today. I'm going to jump off. I hope you guys have a very, very productive week, and I will see you guys tomorrow again. I'm usually here around 9 to somewhere between 9 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. You can catch me live every day except Wednesday. I'm here at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, guys, I hope you have a great day. Bye.